From the Truspace, we ain't entertaining neighbors, I don't give a fuck what you say. Found the universal coochie, planting seeds and birds fruit, now I'm really looking juicy. Welcome to the Truspace, yeah bitch, welcome to the Truspace. Welcome to the Truspace, yeah bitch, welcome to the Truspace.
Hey guys, welcome to Truspace. This is Heru, where we keep track of our higher natures, which is the stars and the planets, so we don't get lost in our lower animalistic natures. And today we're going to be doing the weekly horoscope for the 14th to the 20th of February 2022. So on Monday, the 14th of February 2022, we're going to be experiencing the early degrees of the full moon in Leo, which is going to be squaring Uranus in Taurus. And the full moon in Leo was already building up on Sunday, so you're going to be feeling it on Sunday later toward the night. But on Monday when you wake up, that's when the moon's gonna start going towards those early degrees of Leo, building up towards the peak of the full moon, which is going to be around 27 to 29 degree Leo, opposing the sun around 27 28 degree of Aquarius. But on Monday, the 14th of February, the full moon in early degrees of Leo is going to be squaring Uranus in Taurus. So while we're emotionally expressing or letting go of a lot of things, dealing with being fixated and rooted in the way we express our imagination, intuition, vision, creativity, being lighthearted to create that stage for ourselves so we could be seen, that is going to go us to a square, a little bit of tension with what Uranus in Taurus is doing. And Uranus in Taurus right now wants us to achieve originality, uniqueness, left-hand path when it comes to our fixated earth, which meaning that how we're going to achieve money, material wealth, assets in a new original way. Uranus in Taurus, that square is going to create tension between them, because emotionally you want to express a lot of things on your heart chakra, your solar plexus. You want the lion out the jungle, but the square is creating tension with Uranus in Taurus. So my suggestion is going to be, make sure that you're going to be emotionally expressing and creating the stage for something related to what you were building in Uranus in Taurus as it was moving through those degrees. You don't be emotionally expressing something that has nothing to do with Uranus in Taurus. So definitely express something to do with your originality when it comes to achieving the material wealth, and that's how you're gonna mitigate the effect of the square, which is gonna create tension between the full moon in early degrees of Leo with Uranus in Taurus. But also we're gonna have the full moon in Leo opposing Mercury and 0 degrees of Aquarius, because when we experience the full moon, or when the full moon enters Leo, Mercury is going to enter Aquarius. And Mercury right now, after we're done rethinking, remodeling, creating statements, declaration, dealing with how we want to receive, internalize restrictions and boundaries to achieve that cardinal earth energy, practicality, what makes sense, structure. So right now we're gonna start thinking of how we can externalize that Saturn energy, how we externalize restrictions and boundaries when it comes to the way we're rooted, determined about our networking, association, debating, knowledge, the air element, how we communicate, so we could create restrictions and boundaries among our group of people and know who do we want to hang out with and who do we not hang out with, aka creating association. But that Mercury in Aquarius is going to go through an opposition, which is going to create a major learning opportunity with the full moon in Leo, because the full moon in Leo is going to make you want to express and let go of a lot of things, dealing with your fixated fire, your fixated vision, imagination, creating the stage for yourself. But Mercury is thinking about association, networking. So if you're going to be expressing a lot of emotion dealing with Leo, the stage, your solar plexus, you want to make sure that you're also setting the tone or the stage for your other association, other people that could connect with you, so you guys could all be a unique individuals among each other, as opposed to you just want to hug the stage for yourself. The full moon in Leo is going to be also trining Chiron in Aries and Pallas in Aries, which Pallas was just in Pisces for a while and right now just entered Aries. So while we're expressing all these emotion or letting go of a lot of fixated visions, imaginations, which could be delusional but could also be inspiring, courageous, leader-like, that would create a lot of opportunity for Chiron, the key to heal ourself, our sense of assertion, our sense of who am I, because Chiron around is in Aries, healing these stuff, which is very important if you want to go forward with your business plan or what you're trying to do if you don't have a sense of who you are. but it's also trining Pallas and Aries. And Pallas deals with your, it's almost, she's like your esoteric consort. She shows you your talents, your art, your ability to have art, wisdom. How can you be strategic and things of that nature? If you know anything about Greek mythology, Pallas represent, I think, Athena, and Athena fought against Ares, the god of war, the god of bloodlust and things of that nature, and she was able to beat him based on her, even though she was a goddess of war too, but she was a goddess of war based on strategy, based on intelligence, creativity, and things of that nature. And Pallas right now entering Aries is going to give you new ways to connect, and new ways to be creative, and new ways to be inventive about initiating new ways of seeing and feeling about these things, and come up with strategies and things of that nature. So this is gonna be a good energy to asteroid, helping the full moon, helping you deal with the full moon in Leo energy. But on Tuesday, the 15th of February 2022, the full moon in Leo is gonna be opposing Saturn in Aquarius, because the full moon in Monday is starting in the early degrees, and as you move through those degrees, is gonna start opposing other things. So it's gonna be opposing Saturn in Aquarius, and Saturn in Aquarius have been out for a while in Aquarius, helping us to create restrictions, boundaries in the realm of fixated air, how we want to be rooted, determined about association, communication, knowledge, for the sake of being unique and original Uranus, but also adding structure, adding containment energy, bringing these thoughts, these ideas into earth. So that opposition is going to really put you in a position to see if what you're emotionally expressing or letting go is gonna be in the benefit of Saturn in Aquarius. And the opposition might create a lot of major learning opportunity for you to go back and forth between full moon in Leo and Saturn in Aquarius. So always keep in mind that you wanna focus on the outer planets and then look down on the closer planets, because the moon's only going to stay there for a day or two, and it's going to move towards, so your emotional nature will obviously change. But Saturn is going to be always there it's going to be in Aquarius for a long time, so you want to keep in mind to follow Saturn as opposed to your moon, while obviously keeping track of your emotion, the moon. But the full moon in Leo is going to be also sextiling Lilith in Gemini. So while we're expressing all those emotions, dealing with fixated, determined, rooted imagination, visions, creativity, pleasures, and things of that nature, that will see an opportunity for us to maybe make a mistake when it comes to how we utilize our dark ways, our dark emotions, misunderstood emotions, and dark ways of doing things, or misunderstanding a lot of things, dealing how we utilize mutable ways of communication, mutable ways of connecting with the people. We might say things for the sake of people just liking us and things of that nature. So the full moon in Leo is going to get opportunity for you to see some mistakes you would make with Lilith in Gemini. The sun is going to be in 29 degrees in Aquarius, cusping Pisces. So the sun have been in Aquarius for a while, so right now it's moving towards Pisces and it's cusping it right now. So this is fixated air, being determined, rooted in communication, knowledge, association. But with the cusp of air, it's going to add up the energy of being mutable and flexible when it comes to your visions, imagination, feelings, and emotions. Water and air create clouds, so expect to be a little bit cloudy and able to see clearly around these days when the sun starts moving towards those Pisces degrees or start cusping it. Wednesday, the 16th of February 2022, the moon is going to start waning, or towards later at night. So the full moon is going to be in the late degrees of Leo and cusping Virgo, opposing the sun in Aquarius. So this is almost like the peak of the full moon. After that's going to start going to Virgo, that's when it start waning down. So we're gonna be expressing all these emotions or ways of letting go of certain things, dealing with fixed fire, our imagination, our intuition, creating the stage for ourselves, letting go of certain pleasures, social life, creativity, and things of that nature. We're gonna go through a major learning opportunity with the sun in Aquarius, and the sun in Aquarius right now is in the late degrees of Aquarius, so it's testing us on what we have been building so far in Aquarius when it comes to our association, our inventive thoughts, and how we can give structure to them. So the full moon is gonna really test you. Do you know how to balance expressing your solar plexus and the stage for yourself, but also balance your ability to be a unique individual among other unique individuals? But also on that, they're gonna feel the full moon in Leo or solar plexus is gonna be squaring the south node in Scorpio, but also squaring the north node in Taurus, and that's gonna put you in a situation for you to express your heart, your solar plexus, where it's gonna go through a major tension learning opportunity with the South Node and North Node, since they deal with our fate. So the South Node deals with what we're spiritually letting go of, and North Node deals with what we're spiritually moving towards, which we need to go after. You're gonna feel like that day, Wednesday, while you're expressing all these things on your solar plexus, your fate have been changed, or something related to your fate. Are you gonna let go of these certain things? Dealing with Scorpio, the South Node wants us to let go of fixated, rooted emotions, desires that creep behind the scene that nobody knows about, while also squaring what we need to go after, dealing with material wealth, achieving fixated earth, and things of that nature. So when the moon reaches Leo, that's when you're gonna have a change of heart. This is where you get to decide which path do you want to go, and that's going to get a lot of tension. So you get to decide how far you want to go or not to go at all, because it's your choice. On Thursday, the 7th of February 2022, the moon is going to be in Virgo, trining Uranus in Taurus, and also trining Mars in Venus. So we got this nice almost earth triune energy from all perspective, where emotionally right now we're gonna be emotionally reacting to being flexible and adaptable when it comes to practicality, what makes sense, analyzing details, the routines and the pattern, trying to clean up. But that will create opportunity for us to achieve more originality and uniqueness in Taurus, in fixated earth, how we could achieve that inventive ways of achieving material wealth. So our emotion is gonna help it, but also that will create opportunity for Mars and Venus in Capricorn, because Mars and Venus are right now conjuncting each other, giving us the best of both worlds of the masculine, feminine chakras, mentalities, planets, whatever you want to call them, to go after, to have passion, Mars, to have desires, Mars, but also love, appreciate, even indulgent when it comes to our Capricorn, our status, the career we want to create for ourselves, how we want to be seen by the world. So Mars and Venus conjuncting each other is gonna really, it's no bullshit time, it's time to go. It's gonna really help you. So definitely use that time to harness these energies. You're gonna feel during this time, you're gonna feel a lot of earth energy from all perspective. Virgo, the moon, Uranus in Taurus, and Mars and Venus in Capricorn. And Pluto's there too, but they're not trying each other. Maybe later on the day. So you're gonna view the earth element, practicality, structure, what makes sense from all perspective, which is gonna be quite helpful. The moon in Virgo is gonna be also opposing Jupiter in Pisces, but also opposing Neptune in Pisces, while we're emotionally reacting to being flexible, adaptive when it comes to our practicality, what makes sense, details, routines, and patterns, trying to be perfectionist, trying to serve humanity. The Virgo energy that is gonna go through a major learning opportunity or major misunderstanding when it comes to Jupiter and Pisces, because Jupiter and Pisces right now wants to expand, learn, achieve when it comes to the way we should be flexible and adaptable when it comes to our emotions, visions, and things of that nature, connecting with the vibe, the subconscious of the world. And depending on which house you have it in, this is the area of life that you need to experience, learn, and gain in. But the moon opposing it, that's almost, we're viewing it from a very analytical, very perfectionist, very I want to make sense of things perspective, which is going to hinder some of the progress that we may need to make when it comes to expansion, learn Jupiter and Pisces, the mutable water realm. But also going to be opposing opposing Neptune and Pisces. So Neptune and Pisces brings a lot of experiences that deal with transcending reality through the mutable water, connecting emotionally with the people. But our moon right now, Virgo, right now is in a very serious spot. It wants to be a perfectionist. It wants to deal with details, being detail orientated, and doesn't have time for all those things dealing with la la land. So Mercury is gonna be in 3rd degree of Aquarius, so you're gonna really feel the effect of Mercury since it entered Aquarius in Monday. But when it enters 3 degrees of Aquarius, this is when you're really gonna be thinking, communicating, creating statement, declarations, and things of that nature, dealing with being fixated and rooted in your way of association, networking for the sake of being unique and inventive, and things of that nature. On Friday the 18th of February 2022, the moon is going to be in Virgo, cusping Leo, but it's going to be also trying the North Node and Ceres or Cressa in Taurus, but also trining Pluto in Capricorn and Mercury in Aquarius. So this is a lot of earth and air energy, and earth and air energy creates a lot of dust. This is practical communication. When you mix earth, practicality, what makes sense, structure, air, communication, knowledge, debating, practical communication for the sake of practicality. So we're going to be emotionally reacting to obviously being flexible, adaptable to details, practicality, what makes sense, but with the hint of the energy of initiating balance, harmony within our relationship, which is going to create an opportunity for us to go through our North Node path, dealing with Taurus to achieve that fixating material wealth that we want, but also Sirius is there, and Sirius allow us to nurture, cultivate that energy. It's almost like the young mother and things of that nature. And what we're cultivating, nurturing, is fixed Earth, and Cressa and Sirius is right there with Taurus, which is gonna be quite helpful. But also the Moon in Virgo, cusping in Libra, is gonna be trining Pluto in Capricorn. So while we're emotionally reacting to being flexible and adaptive, when it comes to practicality and what makes sense, detail orientated, be Virgo like cleaning up everything that will help us transform everything that we need to do to achieve and initiate that practical Earth plan that we need to create our career and a status. Because Pluto in Capricorn is, when it comes to astrology, always think about Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune. These are the outer planets, and these was gonna happen in our generation, and they're gonna have the most powerful effect, but it takes time for them to take effect. So you want to always keep up with them. And since Pluto is right transforming our business and status, we want to always keep that on our mind. And so that when the Moon enters Virgo, that's gonna really help Pluto out, because our emotions gonna be in the area of being much more mutable, flexible, and practical. It's gonna help Pluto to transform a lot of things, dealing with how we want to initiate this business plan. But also it's gonna be trining Mercury in Aquarius, so we're gonna be adding the energy of thinking logically much more about our association, how we want to connect with the people in a new, original, unique way. So this whole energy, this is like dust energy, practical communication. But also on Friday, the sun's gonna enter a 0 degree of Pisces. So while we're having all this energy in dust communication, practical communication, with the moon cusping Libra, trining the North Node, plus Cressa, Sirius in Taurus, but also trining Pluto in Capricorn and Mercury in Aquarius, we're gonna have the sun enter Pisces, and the sun's gonna make us really pay attention to and illuminate this area of life, dealing with being flexible and adaptive when it comes to our dreams and illusions and imagination, and how we want to connect with the collective on an emotional level, on a subconscious level, which is gonna help us become more compassionate, visionary, mystical, and add a sense of spirituality. But it's gonna almost definitely be cloudy, since the sun's coming out of Aquarius, and Aquarius deals with fixated air, and air and water mixed together create clouds. So you might feel very cloudy at these times, so you want to be careful as the sun starts moving towards those not late degrees, but as soon as it enters the 3rd degree of Pisces, you're gonna see things much more clearly and things of that nature. On Saturday, the 19th of February 2022, the moon's gonna be in Libra, trining Saturn and Mercury in Aquarius. So we no longer emotionally react to being perfectionist and creating things based on routines and patterns. We're gonna be emotionally reacting to initiating forms of balance, harmony, and creating partnership and things of that nature, which is gonna create opportunity for Saturn and Mercury, create structure, containment energies, boundaries and restrictions, but also think logically and create statements and declarations dealing with how we can associate ourselves for the sake of being inventive and unique and things of that nature. The moon is going to help you become much more balanced and much more harmonious when it comes to all these things dealing with Aquarius, since Saturn and Mercury in Aquarius could make us very rebellious and very fixated in the air realm energy. We could even end up rebelling against our own association, but the moon in Libra is going to help you balance these things out. On Sunday, the 20th of February 2022, the moon in Libra is going to be squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So Pluto in Capricorn obviously wants to transform, give depth to the ways we do business, the way we give birth to infrastructure, money, how we want to receive restrictions and boundaries when it comes to our material wealth. And the squares can create major tension with our emotional nature, because our emotional nature, moon is in Libra right now, is in the scale of balance in Ma'at, which wants us to balance our relationship and things of that nature. But Pluto right now doesn't give a fuck about balancing our relationship. Pluto wants to initiate a business plan that could help it gain material wealth and things of that nature too, so we could be seen as in a better light, better career, better status. So you want to definitely balance out what you emotionally want to be harmonious in terms of relationship, marriages, contract for the sake of Pluto in Capricorn to transform your business. Make sure you match Moon in Libra, who you're emotionally connecting with to be harmonious, with Pluto in Capricorn, what you want to transform in terms of business and infrastructure. So you want to be harmonious with people who can help you in Capricorn-like things. Not harmonious for the sake of just being harmonious, just for the sake of being communicative, for the sake of just being friendly, which what Libra energy could lead you to, just being friendly for no reason, and you can end up wasting a lot of time. Keep Pluto in Capricorn in your mind. Moon in Libra is going to be also in conjunction the North Node in Taurus. So the North Node in Taurus right now wants to go towards our material wealth and receive the fixated ways of receiving our asset and things of that nature. But that in conjunction will create a blind spot for our emotion. So like how I'm saying with Pluto and Capricorn, you want to make sure that your emotional nature is obviously dealing with reactive to initiate new ways of balancing and being harmonious. But make sure you do it and balance new ways of being harmonious for the sake of going towards your North Node path, dealing with how you want to achieve that material wealth, that fixated earth, what makes you feel comfortable. What do you value? But later on the day, the moon's gonna start moving towards those late degrees of Libra, so it's gonna start cusping cusping Scorpio. So moon in Libra, cusping Scorpio, is gonna be trining Pisces in Aquarius. So we're gonna be emotionally reacting, being harmonious and creating a relationship and being friendly and whatnot, but with the hint of energy of being fixated and rooted on certain emotions and desires, dealing with behind the scene wrong. So that could be like friendly communication, but with the hint of energy of we doing it for a certain reason. There's something behind the door. And that trine with the sun in Pisces, which is cusping Aquarius, us paying attention to and illuminating the area of life of association. But right now we're illuminating the area of life dealing with Pisces, being mutable and flexible when it comes to visions and imagination. So moon in Libra is going to be cusping Scorpio, and the sun's going to be in Pisces cusping Aquarius, and they're going to be trying each other. That's a lot of clouds, a lot of cloudy. You might even make a very cloudy judgments. You might not see things clearly, so you want to definitely chill around these days. But thank you guys for listening.